players who would have benefited playing in another era?
I gotta go with Ray Allen.
Why do you say that?
Because if he could average the amount of shots that guys have today, then I think he would be a lot better. He would be a lot, he'd be a lot bigger threat. I feel like when he was coming up, he couldn't take some shots that, like a Steph Curry would be able to take, Damian Lillard, even Bradley Beal. So if he could take the shots today, yeah, he'd definitely be a bigger threat, a bigger deal.
Do you think Ray Allen would be a top 10 player today if you put the prime?
Probably top 15.
Top 10. That's a heavy statement. In today's era, he would be a top 10.
He'll definitely be higher on the 3-point list.
He would be high on the 3-point list for sure. I think he might be just out of the top 10, maybe top 15. But I would say, out of the top 10.
I'll say top 10. You got to do like a lot more than just one thing, unless you're
today
a Steph level kind of guy.
Come into the league, you could definitely.
At the same time, we're talking about an era where back then, like you're on a fast break, one player, you're essentially doing like a 3-man weave where 2 players are running straight to the basket. Today, one player is going to the basket, the other guy's going straight to the 3. That's Ray Allen. That's easy buckets every single time. If the coach is telling y'all, hey, shoot as many 3s as possible in comparison to take high percentage shots, 2-pointers.
Even if the coach was to, tell Ray to like take more 3s, you know what I'm saying? Take more off the dribble 3s, just give him more freedom like today guys get. He would definitely be a big impact for sure.
I think he would be a top 10 player today because like I would compare him to like a better Bradley Beal because Ray Allen had that bounce in him in Milwaukee, and Bradley Beal is athletic, but he's not that bouncy. So I feel
like Beal has something that like he kind of has like that shifty nature type of thing where like he can take guys off the dribble.
I mean, Ray Allen can do that too.
Bill has a better handle.
I feel like it's not the same though. I feel like Beal is definitely the better shot creator in my opinion. I feel like it's not just 3 when it comes to like what I'm saying, being a shooter. It's more like your handle is being able to take people off the basket. It's more than just that to be the scorer. So
I don't know. Ray Allen averaged 27 doing something, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
average 26 doing something.
But the Beal is a little shifty. I would say he would be better than Beal, but
yeah, he definitely would be better than Bill. But Bill does have like more like newer era like swagger to his game.
Mm-hmm. So
if Ray could adapt to that, he might definitely be top 10. He definitely be top 10.
For sure. So
hold up, one more thing. Also, the thing where like guys bait other people to take, you know what I'm saying? They kind of like nerfed it this year. The Trae Young, the Chris Paul.
Oh yeah.
Beating. I'm saying he would have went to hell with that thing, bro. He would have took those guys. He definitely been more of a threat with that.
So another player I was thinking was like Gerald Wallace, because a lot of people don't remember Gerald Wallace. But he was a dog in the early 2010s, and he's a few of players that average like 2 steals and 2 blocks in a season, and throwing him like as a small ball 4 or small ball 5 in today's game with all the spacing, I think he would be a dog and be like,
would do him wonders.
He would really be like being able to replay. One season he averaged 10 rebounds at like 6'7". Another season he averaged 2 steals and 2 blocks. Like he would be really good in today's space. And then also like Pete Maravich, because like a lot of people don't know, like Pete Maravich in college was averaging like 40 with no 3-point line, and a lot of people say he was taking like deep threes. So his like, and I would say he was a player definitely ahead of his time. If you look at his highlights, he was clearly like an alien.
So like kind of like the Showtime thing.
Yeah, but like just like the Showtime, the ball handle and the passing, the shooting. I think he would probably average like 30 plus in today's game, in my opinion, because he was able to average 40 with no 3-point line.
I don't know about 30, but
he averaged 40 with no 3-point line, so I think he could average 35 plus with a 3-point line.
I know we repeat this a lot, but the competition that he was playing against wasn't really superb. So I think maybe today it might balance that out just a little bit. He might not.
I think it's easy. I think it's easier to score today than it is back then because the game is tailored more to offensive players. But
It's also more competitive today, so you might seem like you got players that are as wide as
I don't know, man. You throw Alvarado on
people more athletic today. People that average more attempts, threes.
I don't think you throw like Alvarado out there. I don't think Alvarado can check Pete Maravich.
I'll name 10 other people that can though.
Name 10 players who today would check Pete Maravich.
I can name you a lot more than 10 honestly.
Some other honorable mentions is like Andrei Kirilenko would be a
dog. He'd be nice today.
A dog today. Players like Greg Monroe and Jahlil Okafor at 90.
How about Sabonis? You think he'll be better today?
Which one?
Which one do you think, Brandon?
I don't know. Sabonis would be. And you throw prime Sabonis in any era, he will be a dog because like at 7'3", being able to shoot, pass, and athletic. Honestly, like we've seen prime Porzingis, but imagine like 80 more pounds of muscle on Porzingis with the playmaking capacity. Sabonis, honestly, he might be better than Jokic if he played today, in my opinion. If you keep him healthy, because even just look at his highlights, because it's unfortunate that we didn't get to see him because of politics and whatever country he played for was overworking him like crazy. But if you're seeing like his highlights and like the Olympics and stuff like that, you can see like he was tailor made for today's game and has like very Jokic like tendencies, and he would be better than Jokic in my opinion because he was definitely way more athletic.
Okay, so I have a question. Do you consider Sabonis one of the most skillful big men of all time since you're comparing him to a guy like Jokic?
Prime Sabonis is by far the most skilled big man of all time because there's nothing, not even just like I know 2K be overhyping him, but from like, there's really nothing he couldn't do. Like he could shoot, he could pass, he had the post game, he could block shots, he can dunk the ball, very athletic. So
I say Chris Webber is the like real prototype for like being able to do like everything or having like everything in the power forward or big man package pretty much. He had the handle, he could pass. He was actually athletic. He could shoot. He could pretty much do it all.
Yeah, Chris Webber would be really good, especially with like the floor spacing and
him today would be really cool to see.
Because he could guard big man at 6'10".
Yeah, another honorable mention be Steve Nash today. I think with like the way the game's played, you could be able to like hide him more defensively. Also, he would be able to get to a buck more also, just because like the amount of shots point guards take nowadays is just like astronomical. The spacing is another big key thing. He'd be able to use that to his advantage to like get in the lane more, get to the foul line, be able to make his own shot more, look for his own shot too. And I think would just like help him a lot. He'd probably be averaging 25 plus. He'd be like a Trae Young today pretty much, and probably getting way more assists too.
So with that being said, a player like a Jason Kidd, who really didn't have a jump shot like during his prime, would you think he would be just as effective as today? And who would be like a player comparison for him today?
Wait. You said Jason Kidd today?
Yeah. Would he be just as effective without a jumper? Because he couldn't shoot, really.
No. I feel like in today's game, you kind of need a jump shot. You know what I'm saying?
He'd be a Westbrook.
Yeah. He'll be honestly,
without the athleticism, really.
I would say he'd probably be would he be worse than Westbrook?
So do you think he's on like the Josh Giddey type or the Russell Westbrook type? Because Josh Giddey averaged like 8 rebounds.
I think he's on the bench.
He's
It is not as bad as no Ben Simmons.
Honestly, he's not going to shoot the rock, and if he is, I'm talking about more how the defense
definitely shoot it. That's crazy.
They'll leave him open. They'll leave him open. And today, his game.
He's Westbrook without the scoring and athleticism. Like I think he's gonna get you the rebounding still. He's gonna get you the assists. He'll still give you the defense. He'll still be able to like bully smaller guards like he did back in the day.
I feel like the offense, the opposition teams, the defense will treat him like the way they treat Simmons. As a playing style, no. Obviously, 'cause Simmons can't score. So
So you're saying he put up like Josh Giddey numbers, like
Yeah.
15, 8, and 6.
something like that. I would say that.
Yeah,
that would
something
be
something like that. Yeah.
I feel like he thrived in his era. Honestly, I feel like bringing him to this era will probably make him a more civil player. In my opinion.
I think he'd still be pretty good in this era.
Would he be as effective as his era though?
I mean, his thing was really just like getting out in transition and running, and that's pretty much what today's game is. It's not fully that. It's more about who's getting the most threes nowadays. But like the game's so fast paced nowadays, it definitely helps him out a lot because he gets majority of his assists in transition. He was also pretty good in the half court also. So like, I mean, I just see like the transition thing as being like the big thing for Jason Kidd, and it helped him a lot. Just because the game's so fast paced today.
Shoot as well in his era. I feel like that kind of like helps him out because he's not. The defense will still respect him. And they will still. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it would hamper him because like it doesn't do that for Westbrook really. And Westbrook really, he's not a great shooter either.
But Westbrook has his athleticism to rely on to kind of push him to that.
Yeah,
next.
I mean Jason Kidd was still pretty fast in his younger days too, with his athleticism and stuff.
I feel like today's game, you kind of need to shoot, and even if you don't shoot, even if you can't shoot, you will still shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like a player like Westbrook, obviously he's a terrible jump shooter, but Westbrook will still take that three. He was still, you know.
I mean, Kidd has moves though. He was 6'4", what like 210, 215. He could post up. He could still get easy buckets over smaller guards and stuff.
See what I'm saying? That's not a thing.
I mean, it's not today's game, but like it would still work.
Yeah,
you see stuff like that though.
But that kind of helped him in his era, though. Him posting up smaller guards. I feel like that's not a game plan that we would run today. We wouldn't run.
I mean, I'm just saying, like he'll get in those like situations and like it would be effective. Like I'm not saying that's something like a set they would run or something like that, post up Trae Young or something like that. But like he would be able to get his. That's all.
I respect it.